Hey guys, and welcome to Red Sky Music's coverage of the 2015 Foals Festival, Mount Duneed.
That's right, Chris. Normally, the Foals Festival has been home at Lawn for the past 20 years. Unfortunately, the fires that have gone through the area meant relocation, and look, 2 days before the festival was supposed to start, we weren't even sure if there would be a festival here, but look, the Falls organisers have done a fantastic job. They've pretty much built this festival site in about 24 hours.
Done a damn good job.
It's an amazing job, AJ Matter. So they've been able to do it, and it's just fantastic. We've got so many awesome artists coming here this weekend as well.
We really do, Stephen. Like, you are absolutely correct there. Now, like, we've got Disclosure, Birds of Tokyo, Hilltop Hoods, Courtney Barnett.
That's right. We've got headliners, Foals, Bloc Party as well. We've got legends like Paul Kelly as well. When it's just a fantastic lineup. We're going to be chatting with artists all through the week. 4 days here, 4 stinking hot days here.
Like, I'm already bloody burnt.
It's out of my mind right now. Doesn't matter. We're going to throw to the first interview, which you did with Hilltop Hoods.
Yes, I better actually go do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm here with the boys from Hilltop Hoods. How are we, gentlemen?
Doing great, thank you.
Amazing. Cold.
Cold?
Perfect.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Yeah. Now guys, a new Restrung album from Drink from the Sun, Walking Under Stars, new orchestra album. You guys excited?
Yeah, it's
That says it all.
It's in a phase where we're still putting the finishing touches on it. When it's done, it will be very exciting.
Yeah.
And when we get to take it on the road, it will be super exciting.
While we're still tinkering with it, it's still sort of hanging over our heads.
Yeah.
Well, because it must be a real hard thing to be doing. How did you guys pick the actual tracks, though? That would have been hard going from 2 albums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty mutually agree. It's sort of, I guess, the singles off the 2 records and a couple of others that I think are probably still in our live set and translate well live, and we enjoy playing, so they've just they naturally just became the songs that we gravitated to from the 2 records.
Oh, cool.
We just took the title tracks, the singles, and a couple of other. It was easy, actually. That was the easiest part of the process.
We hated the other songs.
And I've noticed, because you had the experiment which came out a few years ago, and the new album, it seems like a bit more eclectic. It's not quite as heavy. Is this something deliberate that you wanted to do for the follow-up album?
Less heavy thing. Well, there's less shouting. I think that was a choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were aiming to make it heavier, but something happened along the way. And no, I don't know. No, it was definitely just playing what we felt like playing at the time.
Awesome. So when it comes to a festival set like this, and you're playing at 11 o'clock, getting everyone ready, are you going to
Play the heavy stuff.
the heavy stuff? Yeah. Well, just wanted to know. I mean, are you going to mix it up, play some of the new stuff and the old stuff, and
you kind of have to, present something that people know, and then sandwich it with the new thing.
It's good now because we in the past we haven't had enough material to be able to do like a set which goes bang and then has a breather and then goes bang. Yeah. So it's
It was more of a sausage before.
It's a great big sort of sausage.
Yeah, it's like a waffle.
Big bratwurst.
Sort of.
Yeah, now it's a waffle, exactly.
Now it's got some salad.
Now it's a buttery waffle with, and
So there's still some sausage in there with some tomato sauce to mix with the French toast.
It's basically a healthier version of Art versus Science now.
It's a healthy waffle.
Art versus Science light. Yeah, no.
Food and have chicken in my teeth.
The sausage is still full fat. But,
There's just some salad now as well.
You started in the punk scene.
Yes, punk. Well, everyone forgets that Elvis Presley was the punk rock of 1956. He was the gangster. Parents hated him. People crushed his records. People thought they wouldn't show him below his waist.
Well, yeah, they didn't like all his sexual
he was too
movements or anything.
sexual.
Yeah.
And so in his time he was the bad boy, but he became a pillar of society.
He is now the king of rock.
Yes, and now I am an impersonator, but more like a translator. I translate Elvis into the Mexican cultural concept, a Cape Crusader for truth, justice, and the Mexican-American way.
You do it so perfect. I love it.
27 years will get you a lot of practice.
You got a lot of practice.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, since you did start at the punk scene, when do you think people found the comparison from punk with Elvis and everything like that?
Lots of people don't get that. They said in the days before you, when you were just a child, there was this band called The Clash. They said, no, Elvis, Beatles, or the Rolling Stones. They were trying to obliterate the past and move on to the future. But I think if you don't know your past, you're doomed to repeat it.
With the last time you were here, you just released Your Body as a Weapon, and it was about 18 months later but when it actually got released on the album. Was it sort of a slow process putting the album together, or you wanted to wait to put it out there?
Well, so far everything with being in the Wombats has been a slow process, but Your Body's a Weapon was kind of an interim single. Then shortly the album was going to follow, but we deemed that we needed more time, so we took that, and it's just, there's no point trying to force stuff out. It's one thing I've learned, really. You just, if you relax, usually the best stuff comes out, rather than freaking out in a rehearsal room or whatever.
Your reception in Australia has always been quite good. The album peaked at number 2 in Australia on the charts, which is the highest around the world. The Australian fans have always seemed to be big fans of Wombats. Is the love there? Could you feel the love from across the across the ocean?
Honestly, it's kind of like the three of us are always so excited to come here. It does feel like people kind of really get us and really understand what we represent, even though actually it may be quite difficult to define that, and they're just so friendly, and they've all just always given a shit, to be honest, and we're kind of forever indebted to them. And honestly, like, this is the only country that we're all like, shit, here we go, this is on,
right?
Not like we're all like, oh, you know, we don't want to go to the States, or we don't want to play in LA or whatever. It's like, whenever we come here, there is an excitement when we land.
Well, yeah, I was talking to you a little bit before. You guys were saying you've been to Australia before. Like, how do you feel really playing in Australia now?
So the last time we were here, we were literally on holiday. Like, Anthony came last month on his own, and I came a couple of years ago. And the prospect of being like 10,000 miles away from home, and people like having, even like one person having any idea like about our songs or our music is crazy. And the fact that we're playing like one of the most like amazing festivals in Australia 3 days over New Year's Eve, like, no, you could have paid me like £1 million and I'd have told you to like do one, because I just wouldn't have believed you if you'd have told us like that we were coming.
Yeah, it's amazing. We got to Melbourne a couple of days ago, and I was in a record store and our record was just there. It was just like, how did that get there, you know?
And were you on the plane over and like you were listening to like the airplane radio?
Yeah, I was
one
on
of our songs came on.
and just watched a film and I was like, oh, this is a terrible film. Switched off, and as I pressed the off button, our song came on Qantas. So I was like,
it's so odd.
yeah,
so
mental.
Cool.
So
is it awkward listening to your own music though?
Yeah. Switched off immediately. It's horrible.
I don't want to hear my voice. No.
Yeah, no.
It's ruined. Like, Spotify have been such great supporters, but it's ruined our like enjoyment of listening to Spotify playlists at home with our mates. Like, I was cooking dinner for my friends the other day and put like a chill playlist on, and then our songs came on. I was like, oh my god. Can't even relax at home. No, it's funny.
It's very lucky.
Another thing I just wanted to touch on, a couple of months ago you released the video clip for Shot Fox. Now, I love the video clip. It's very artsy, and like quite a lot of your video clips have really got a strong artistic element to them. Is it very important to you as a band to have video clips that are quite creative?
It's not like life or death, but it is important, and it's what we like. I think it's nice to have something fun or something that you can get excited about that is visually going along with your songs that you've written. And especially this for Yuck, we've had Foolish, Shot Fox and Damn Baby come out as videos, and just really happy with all of them. They're all, I don't know, feel like they match our music well, and they're kind of fun and playful and portray who the artist is. You know, it's a way for people to be like, oh look, that's Alpine, that's what they like.
But it's cool to have. I think with music videos, I mean, it's another visual exploration of the song, but then, you know, you have other elements like the performance as well, which I find when we perform, say, Shot Fox, and then I compare that to the video, they're so different. So it's just a really great, wonderful means to express something in many ways.
More art. It's just heaps of art trapped together.
So much art.
One of the things I found interesting, and I'm sure many people have asked you about this, is at the end of your recent album mentioning your address and to come over and have a coffee. Why did you decide to divulge that, which a lot of people like their privacy in their off time, but and also, have you had a lot of people coming around?
I guess Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess the real reasoning is like I live in a weird part of New York City now, very far away from everything. Nobody really, like, it's kind of like families, like, you know, weird kind of suburb, but also kind of a ghetto kind of zone. But in the winter, I don't see anybody, you know, and I wrote the album in the winter, so I think I was feeling pretty lonely. And then what I didn't realize is that in the summer, it's the beach, so everybody's there. But yeah, we got 500-600 people coming over. The summer was crazy. I still get a couple people every once in a while. A kid showed up on Christmas Day. I don't remember his name, but he was like, yeah, my family, I finally convinced them to like let me come down here by myself. And I was like, dude, it's Christmas, and like, what if I wasn't here? You know, like, you're crazy. But I don't know, it's cool. I mean, I don't regret it. It was a weird decision, but it's been interesting.
Yeah, and if you change your mind, you could always just move, and then someone else has to deal with the problem.
Exactly, my landlord.
Now, a personal favourite of mine, President Consequence, guys. Like, I love the beginning of it, like mellow, and it obviously becomes more up tempo. How do you guys get together as a band and write a song like that?
That's pretty much it. We just get together as a band
and jam it out.
Jam it out.
Jam.
That one was more written on a computer, though, I think.
That's true, because that was off Movements, an EP released in 2012. But you know, when you're working on a computer, it's slightly different in that sort of, you know, you do one thing, might be a drum beat or a drum loop, and then a bass line will follow. And then, so that track was built very much in that setting. Whereas when we came to do the album, a lot of it was written with us playing in a sort of live environment. So things kind of flowed a bit more naturally. I don't necessarily think it, you know, listening to it on the record, you probably wouldn't notice the change of process. It's not necessarily apparent, but it enabled us to write songs that we liked faster. I think we were writing songs that we liked on the computer, but they were just ebbing out because the process was so kind of, it was so like admin heavy. Everything would get broken down, scrutinized by everyone, whereas when we just started jamming, it just flowed, and then once we had finished something, we could go, is this something we like? Do we not like it? Whereas, before that, it would get thrown in the bin before it had even been given a chance.
Oh, wow.
All the time. Too much analysis, not enough creation.
Well, they say paralysis by analysis.
That's it.
We're going to talk about the story of Sonny Boy Slim. How's the reception been to that? It's been doing quite well.
Yeah, it's been doing good. You know, took a chance and did something different, and people seem to be responding. So we're going to come out here and play some of those tunes, see how it goes.
Yeah. Have you been getting a good live reception to the songs?
Yeah, you know, the thing about the album is I took a lot of it on my own, and the thing that I love about playing live is, you know, the guys in my band have a nice way of interpreting the sounds and songs and throwing their own flavor on it, which I really like to see that kind of grow, and it's all kind of weaved very nicely within the set of music that we've already had previously.
And have you noticed with getting the additional musicians on board that it varies? The songs have changed over a period as they adjust to it?
Yeah, well, I think the thing that always happens is I'm never stuck to an idea. Studio presentation is what it is, and then, you know, we'll have conversations, you know, before or after shows, and something might happen spontaneously, and that might spark an idea, and we might try a different way, and you know, also depending on how the crowd responds to certain things, we might switch it up to make it exciting, and so it's ever evolving musical process and journey.
One of my favourite personal tracks is Known Better. Like, I love the powerful beats and obviously the really powerful lyrics throughout the song. Can you tell me the story behind the song itself?
Yeah. I never tell the true story, but not the true story. Well, it was like after I did something really stupid. Like, you know, when you do something bad and then you get like that guilty, sick feeling in your stomach.
Get it way too often.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna like be a really good person, and I'm never gonna do anything bad, and I'll never have to feel this like sickness again. And then like it happens again, and you're like, oh my god, I'm back. So it was kind of like that was the feeling, and then and then when I'm saying like the lyrics, little boy and stuff, the lyric was little voice inside my head, so it was all like, it's actually all about myself.
Okay.
But I don't know, now I'm like, I don't know why I changed the lyric, but it was like my first song and I was like, yeah, I'm going to blame it on a boy, I don't know.
Well, look, I like to blame a lot of things on girls, so I know how you feel there. Now, I've also read up that you love to play everywhere you can, love to sing wherever you can. Do you have a dream place around the world where you really want to sing?
Well, I haven't sung in that many. Well, I've sung in Australia, America, and then I just did 2 shows in London. So I'd like to do other countries, maybe like Europe. That'd be really fun.
With the new album, can we expect a variety of sounds?
Yes, I mean, I think something we've always prided ourselves on with our albums is that they have always, they've always felt quite diverse. At least to us. So I think I think it's an eclectic record. There's a range of sounds and emotions. It's gonna. I don't really think either of those 2 songs, The Love Within or The Good News, are so reflective of what the record's going to be like. But that's the exciting thing about people being able to listen to it and make up their own minds,
draw their own conclusions. This also being the first record with 2 new members, Justin and Louise. So how did they adapt? Was it quite easy just meshing in with the band, or it took a while to sort of get the right tempo going?
It was. I mean, it's something that we're still kind of adjusting to. I think we've done less than 20 gigs together. Or I think it's around 20 gigs. So we've come on a long way, and it's when we started rehearsing together, it did feel like instantly something was happening. But we're also aware that we're going to need to keep playing and keep writing and do all that stuff. But we're up for it. We're up for the challenge, and we've started writing again, so that's good.
You've done so many collaborations on this album, also with Sam Smith and The Weeknd. How does the process go? Do you write a lot of the songs first and then get them to come in to just sing it, or is it like a joint venture with the artists?
Yeah, it's always a joint venture. Yeah, we like to write the lyrics and the melodies, well, the whole song, with them in the room. We're not really a fan of sending beats over the internet or anything like that. We kind of do it in the old-fashioned way, like sit around a piano and mess around with a few ideas and get a beat going, and then maybe come up with like a subject that we want to write lyrics about. But they have to be there, if you want to.
I think the easiest way to describe it is that whoever is singing just becomes part of the band for the day, and we write together as a band.
So, like you say, the day is it really like a one-day process, or does it take a while with some artists to really get the gel going?
It's like 2 or 3 days, sometimes one day, just to write the song, and then there'll be like weeks and months afterwards of tweaking and post-production and adding harmonies or drums and different layers and things like that. But the basic song gets written in the room around the piano usually pretty quickly.
Oh, awesome. And you guys, done a promo tour in the UK at the start of the month, sort of supporting the album. What's the plan sort of heading into the new year? You're going to do a full European tour or do all the festivals over this summer?
Yeah, full European tour is next up. Done the US, done the UK, now we're down here, so that's up next. And then festivals I guess will be starting to get announced soon. We've confirmed a few. We're definitely doing our own festival again, Wildlife, down in Brighton, which is great. But we're going to be doing a few pretty large ones. They haven't been announced yet, so we can't really say, it's coming up.
Speaking of it being so good, you were nominated for a number of ARIA awards. Now,
Really?
Oh yeah, you were out there. We saw you on the red carpet.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. News to you?
Fuck, that's crazy.
Well, look, how does it feel to have come so far to get onto the red carpet? How does it feel as a band?
I think I feel dwarfed by the trajectory, man. I don't know. I haven't really dealt with any of the success yet, but it kind of hits you when people start coming up to you and be like, "Hey, man, I had a family member who died of cancer or was struggling with cancer," and that's the I think that's the real litmus test for success for me, is whether or not I've had some kind of measured impact on someone's world.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Well, look, speaking of cancer, a lot of the songs are written about cancer. It revolves around cancer, the album. How did you actually bring cancer into songwriting?
It's the same way you bring love or addiction or, stories about grandparents or getting crunk or fucking, used to call me my cell phone. It's the same way. You have to channel I think you have to channel a certain sensibility about yourself that's intrinsic to humans and relatable. And I think that everyone has some kind of experience with terminal illness, and if not, just like the feelings associated with grief. Like, grief is a fucking powerful uniting thing. You know, whenever there's a tragedy globally, or whenever there's like a natural disaster or some kind of terrible occasion, people bond over grief. Like, grief is a thing, and I think the strange unifying power of grief, that there's a life-affirming hopefulness in that. That was the way that we wanted to channel the cancer element. Really. Like, that's not fucking doom and gloom. That is occasionally terrible, but also occasionally quite glorious and beautiful, even in the banality.
The single "You Cannot Call for Love Like a Dog." What was that like, sort of getting that out there as well? Because it came out just a bit before the album. Yeah. The reaction was good.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because we had written that song fairly early in our sort of writing collaborative process, and we actually recorded another version of that song that was a bit of a different sort of feeling without the solo and without the big riff. But then we were sort of touring on the road, and at a certain point we got a bit tired of the song, and at a rehearsal we sort of had another look at it, and we remembered at this one rehearsal Oscar had started doing that solo as a bit of a joke, and we sort of started playing around with it but really felt like we found this groove that we were really happy with, and we made the decision to go back into the studio and re-record it. And then again we had to make a decision about whether we would trim it down and try and make it in, some sort of 3-4 minute thing, but we decided to do like a full length sort of 5.5 minute song, and when we released it we weren't really sure if people were gonna be like, what is this? But people seem to like it, and we're really proud of it too.
Yeah, it seemed to get a good reaction live when I saw you guys performing, and you've been putting it sort of towards the end to get the real pumping crowd going. Is that the sort of plan going forward with the song?
Well, we usually keep it as a closer. It's hard to kind of come back after that and be like, all right, now another song, because it is just a really nice one to go out with. But we'll probably do something else, eventually.
Yeah, normally we play the songs in a certain way or in a certain order for a period of time, and then we kind of get sick of it and change them around and write new ones as well. So
Well, you also have like a lot of genres that you like to combine into your music, like say for instance jazz. How do you bring that sort of music to stage?
That's the difficult part, because I love like all sorts of different genres and combining them and mashing up stuff and making songs out of that. But bringing it to a stage is a different game, because you kind of have to transition between the songs really well. And my songs, they're very diverse, like on an album, particularly with the Daydream album and with this EP and things like that. They're very diverse, so you kind of have to find what works in the set, what doesn't work. It's just a lot of trial and error for me personally, because I kind of go on the crowd response. I can clearly see what they're digging, what they're not really enjoying, or when's the kind of moment that they're visiting the bar or something like that, like a trough in the set or something like that. So I kind of take all that into account and trying to rework the set and try and build it more of an entertaining experience where you literally don't want to move, you don't want to move away or see anything else. So in terms of incorporating jazz and particularly R&B or funk or any soul kind of thing, and blending that with the bluesy rock, the real heavy rock, that was a challenge, and working out which bits worked, which bits don't work. But to be honest, it was all trial and error, and just seeing the reaction from the crowd and talking to people in the crowd. Oh, what did you like the best part? Things like that. Just trying to get real feedback. So yeah.
Was there any sort of nerves or apprehension in releasing the new album and how it might be received?
Not really. I mean, obviously you want it to be received well, but try not to get too caught up in public perception or the reviews and stuff. I think the thing is that we felt happy with it, so that's kind of all that mattered. And I think the more that you look to outward success for validation, the more it stifles your creativity, so we try to sort of avoid looking at it that way.
Yeah. And it was produced with James Ford as well. Now he's worked with many artists, including Klaxon's Florence and the Machine. What was it like in the studio with him doing the album?
It was great. He was really, really good. He definitely upped the decisiveness factor. Mm-hmm. He kind of tried to stop us from procrastinating, and he's a really talented musician, and he got all the drum machines out and synths out and stuff, and yeah, he's a good guy.
Fantastic. And you've used different producers for each of the albums. Is there a reason behind this?
Most of them just don't want to work with us again after having done one.
Yeah, well, are you that diva-ish in the studio?
That's not
particular.
No, not really. I don't know. I think it's just been good for us because it means that you're faced with a different set of challenges each record.
Well, look, you've also released your own playlist album, as we like to say, the greatest hits.
Yeah.
How hard was it actually picking the tracks for the album?
It got harder and harder the more we looked at it because we kind of just wanted like a collective of maybe sort of 10, 11, 12, but as we went through we just kept finding better and better reasons to add more tracks. I think there's now 17 tracks on there or something, and it's all singles, so it's all a good listen, and it's a bit of a journey through, I think, for the listener. I mean, there's like things on there like Stay, which would take you back to 2004 or something. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, can you tell me your actual favourite song on there at all, if you've got one?
My favourite song?
And why? It's a tough question.
Probably Lanterns, because that whole song was supposed to speak to people. Like, the whole language in that song is about connection and just getting together, and that whole moving forward for a better reason to a better place, and it did that for us. So yeah, that was just such a cool thing to get right.
Awesome, cool, man. Well, look, 2015 is just about over. What's going to happen for Birds of Tokyo in 2016? Can you let us know of anything big happening?
We're looking to the skies, man. We got a lot of things we want to do next year. Got a new record to sort of finish, and it's something fairly different for us. We're sort of shedding some skin on that one. So, and once that thing comes out, we got work to do.
A few months ago, you released the video for Pause Repeat, which is a very interesting video. I quite like that. A lot of the stop motion involved with that. What was it like for you guys putting that together? Was it your sort of idea to have the clip like that, or did someone present it to you?
Yeah, it was an idea that I had. So I kind of did a lot of the footage was just on my mobile phone, just photographs put into like an animation, but then we got a guy called Dan Brereton in to help us out, kind of pull everything together and do all the editing and stuff, who worked with us on default video as well. Okay. But yeah, it was good fun. It was like I guess it's just like a daft little idea that we just kind of cobbled together and made a video out of. But yeah, it was good fun. I mean, it's something I'd kind of like to do more of as well, But
stop motion stuff.
Yeah, just like video stuff. I think we've all got plenty of ideas. I guess it's just finding the time, to do stuff in between touring. But yeah, it was good fun. It seemed to just kind of work with the song. It seemed to make sense, with Pause Repeat. So yeah, it was good fun. I'd like to do more of it.
It's not tedious, that whole slow, because it is quite a slow process doing.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the scenes that I did on my phone, I just did really quickly, and then, when we took it to like a professional kind of, stop motion person, it was like really laborious and really tedious, and I was like, let's just speed it up. Let's, it doesn't matter if it's wonky, but no, we got there. Yeah, it gets pretty tedious, and then all the editing as well is just, it's really laborious, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was good.
Well, that brings Foals Festival 2015 to an end.
And it was a fantastic time, Stephen. All the bands killed it. It is now 2016. Happy New Year, Stephen.
And Happy New Year to you and our viewers.
Mostly to the viewers. It's about you guys out there.
Any highlights?
Honestly, Gang of Youths.
Gang of Youths?
Gang of Youths. They fucking killed it. They were absolutely amazing. I loved them.
Yes, I'd have to say Gary Clark Jr. Brought that bluesy edge to the festival.
He has a beautiful guitar as well.
Fantastic show. Look, thank you very much for watching. We'd like to say a big thank you to Secret Service PR, Stacey, Susie, Shari, Beck,
a lot
Michelle.
of people. Yeah, definitely Michelle. We love Michelle with all the free chips.
Yes, and stealing blocks of ice for us on this 40-degree day.
And Powerade.
That wasn't a plug. We've also have to thank the artists who we had a chat with. We would like to thank you for watching. The organisers for Foals. I think that pretty much covers it.
I reckon it does. Why don't we go get a beverage, Steve?
That is a great idea.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
We shall see you More Red Sky music this year.
Definitely, guys. Have a good one.